We're quickly approaching what has become a yearly tradition in St. Joseph, Chiefs training camp at Missouri Western State University. In the years since the Chiefs have called St. Joseph home to their preseason workouts, the Andy Reid-led team has secured 3 consecutive AFC championships and added 2 Lombardi trophies to their mantle. With their eyes firmly set on another championship year, veterans Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce will be joined by newcomers on the field and in the coaching staff. The work to become a team, to put together a squad capable of running it back, of becoming the Grim Reapers of the NFL, starts here. Over the next 4 weeks, St. Joseph will have the best seats in the house as the road to Super Bowl 58 starts now. Welcome to News Press Now's special coverage of Red and Gold Dynasty. Hello and welcome to News Press Now's coverage of the Kansas City Chiefs training camp. I'm Riley Funk. The defending Super Bowl champions will spend the dog days of summer at Missouri Western State University as they try to build a dynasty. On the practice field, they will work together to build off past successes while bringing in new faces to help shore up losses from the offseason. Let's start with the basics. Practice opens to the public on July 23rd, and it will go through August 17th. This will be the 13th time the Chiefs have held training camp at Missouri Western. Visitor parking will be in the lot off James McCarthy Drive, and the main entrance to camp will be adjacent to the Baker Fitness Center. Tickets for training camp will be limited. All practices will be free except for paid special event days held on July 23rd, July 29th, and August 5th. More details such as what you can and cannot bring to training camp can be found at Chiefs.com or in News Press Now's 2023 camp guide, which you can pick up at our office downtown at 9th and Edmond. The Chiefs will return as defending Super Bowl champions for the first time ever after their Super Bowl 54 victory return to St. Joe was taken away due to COVID-19 concerns. Their Super Bowl defense this season starts in St. Joseph. For those lucky enough to make it to training camp this year, they might notice a few familiar faces are missing. Maybe the biggest blow dealt to the team was the departure of defensive anchor in Frank Clark, who heads to another AFC West club, the Denver Broncos. In 4 seasons with the Chiefs, Clark made the Pro Bowl 3 times and totaled 23.5 sacks, as well as 59 quarterback hits. Frank Clark left a lot of impact not only on the field, but to the young guys on last year's team.
I love Frank. You know, he meant the world to me. You know, and everybody on this team that was a part of him. But I love him, man. He just taught me so much that I'll take not only with me forward as a professional football player, but in life too.
Clark said he had no hard feelings for his former team, and during negotiations, the Chiefs didn't want to disrespect him with a number unworthy of his talent. The Chiefs took full advantage of this year's draft hosted at Union Station to try and replace key figures like Frank Clark. With their first pick of the 2023 NFL draft, the Chiefs selected a local kid, Felix Udike-Uzomah of Kansas State. The edge rusher says he's 100% healthy after suffering a thumb injury in last year's Big 12 championship game, and that he's been trying to keep himself in a good place mentally.
Especially they draft me to play right away, draft me for first round, so all the coaches expect a lot out of me. So it was just very hard and very tough that I can't do exactly what they want me to do right away. So it was just a lot of mental reps, a lot of mental just learning the playbook.
Uzomah joins fellow draft classmates Rashee Rice, who will help rebuild the wide receiver core for Kansas City, and Wanya Morris, who will help fill the void left by Orlando Brown Jr. and Andrew Wiley. In another handful of rookies that need to learn the system, the challenge is not unlike the 2022 season. There continues to be debate on whether the team's young talent will step up. The Chiefs have a core of young guys, including former Clemson Tiger wide receiver Justin Ross and 2023 draft pick Rashee Rice from SMU. Chiefs defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo says adjusting to their program can be a rough process, but the players are already showing signs of progress.
Justin Reid went through it last year. The vets that come in go through it, and it takes a little while. We don't take that to the game. And all these young guys are kind of spinning and floating, but a little bit of smoothing out now.
The Chiefs have 5 new defensive weapons that they're hoping will mold into their roles at the right time. There will also be some familiar faces in new roles to help lead rookie and returning players of the Chiefs roster. After the departure of Eric Bieniemy to the Washington Commanders, former quarterback coach Matt Nagy will take over the offensive coordinator role for Kansas City. While Super Bowl MVP says Bieniemy will be missed, promoting Nagy to the position made the transition much easier.
He'll definitely be missed, but I'm glad that it's someone that I'm comfortable with, someone that I've worked with before, and I think the guys are starting to learn on how he wants things done.
Nagy has 4 years of experience as head coach as well, leading the Chicago Bears before joining the Chiefs last season. With pieces falling in place on both sides of the ball, the Chiefs head into this season with 3 of their first 4 games against non-playoff teams from a year ago. On September 7th, the Detroit Lions will travel to the Truman Sports Complex for the kickoff of the NFL regular season. Detroit showed great improvement last season, going 9-8, finishing second in the NFC North after a 2021 season where they only won 3 games. Detroit will look to make another push toward the playoffs in 2023. The Chiefs are aware that you can't look past any team. They figured that out last year when they took the Houston Texans to overtime, and they themselves last year only won 3 games. Andy Reid spoke on the opening night matchup at Arrowhead.
Well, first of all, their offense is real good too, so I don't want to slight that part of it. But their defense, they're gritty and fast. We'll have to be on our A game. We signed a couple tackles here that we think are pretty good, but that'll be a good test for them.
With the addition of Alabama running back Jahmyr Gibbs, the Detroit Lions offense will also put the Chiefs defense to the test as they ranked 8th in rushing yards allowed during 2022. And if you have plans to go to Chiefs training camp, pick up a copy of this year's camp guide and see what's new in 2023. Everything you need to know about training camp, from the latest storylines, practice times, autograph sessions, and when you can see the Lombardi Trophy, can be found in the camp guide available at News Press Now offices on 9th and Edmond. Getting into the first half of the season, the Chiefs will quickly get on the road to meet the Jacksonville Jaguars before returning home for a matchup against the Bears. Then it's back on the road to face the New York Jets for Sunday Night Football. After that, it's a trip up north where Kansas City will take on the Minnesota Vikings before coming home for a pair of home games. Those back-to-back outings will feature longtime rivals in the AFC West, the Denver Broncos, followed by the Chargers. That takes the team into the final stretch before their bye week. In a rematch, the Chiefs will travel to Mile High to take on the Broncos, and then it's a jump across the pond for this year's game in Frankfurt against the Miami Dolphins and former Chiefs wide receiver Tyreek Hill. After the bye week, buckle up for a Super Bowl 57 rematch at Arrowhead Stadium where the Chiefs will welcome the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles proved to be a more than worthy opponent of the Chiefs when these two faced off in Arizona in February. 38-35 was the final score of that game, and Harrison Butker hit the go-ahead field goal with just seconds remaining on the clock to help secure the Chiefs' second Super Bowl in 4 years. The NFL didn't bother putting this one on Sunday. No, they're putting this one on primetime Monday Night Football. Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes will face off for the 3rd time ever, and the Kelce brothers will also share the field once again in Week 11, after Jason Kelce decided to stick around for another year after contemplating retirement. Looking at the remainder of the schedule, the Chiefs will follow up their Super Bowl rematch in a showdown against the Las Vegas Raiders in Nevada. Then they'll trade desert for tundra with a road game against the Green Bay Packers on Lambeau Field before coming back to Kansas City to face Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. In Week 15, the Chiefs will once again be on Monday Night Football, traveling north against the New England Patriots, and that takes us to Christmas Day. As if the NFL wanted to give all Chiefs fans a special present this year, they gave them a rematch against their football nemesis, the Las Vegas Raiders. In wrapping up the 2023 calendar year, the Chiefs will try to take down Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals and start off 2024 on a strong note. The regular season will end on the road for the Chiefs as they take on the Chargers on a date yet to be determined. St. Joseph is gearing up to turn up the volume. After the break, when and where you can see Tech 9 perform at this year's Red Rally. Red and Gold Dynasty will be right back.
You're watching the News Press Now special, Red and Gold Dynasty.
NFL training camp generates large crowds and plenty of excitement in St. Joseph. But what does it bring to the local economy? Our Greg Kozal has more.
The Kansas City Chiefs are not shy about asking for enhancements to training camp at Missouri Western State University. This year, the city and county are willing to oblige with $100,000 each for upgrades to technology, security, and drainage at Western.
They're all going to be upgrades targeted at improving that fan experience and the experience that the team has while they're in camp.
City officials support this kind of investment, but some would like to know more about the economic impact of Chiefs Camp. After more than a decade, little is known outside of some anecdotal evidence of crowded bars and restaurants.
And there's a reason why nobody really knows. It's because there's no way to positively, without a doubt, assess it. We all know that it generates a lot of cars that come in.
The Convention and Visitors Bureau is trying to learn more this year with an initiative that examines the cell phone location data of those who attend camp. If the CVB knows where fans are from, it can reach them to promote St. Joseph attractions.
So we are going to be able to get a better handle on how many people came from Topeka versus Des Moines versus other places like that, so that we know where to really focus our marketing.
It's a worthwhile effort, but Missouri Western's president says the value of camp goes beyond dollars and cents. It's hard to put a price on ESPN mentioning your city or university.
Well, it is kind of a best-kept secret, but we don't make money, but we do appreciate the value that the camp brings to the community, and we recognize how important it is. And it's certainly something that we want to keep working with the Chiefs and get longer contracts and more deals assigned, because we recognize how important it is.
For News Press Now, this is Greg Kozal.
If you're not able to make it to training camp, you'll still have a chance to welcome back the Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs during this year's Red Rally. The event kicks off at 1 p.m. on Saturday, July 29th at Civic Center Park in downtown St. Joseph. Official Red Rally t-shirts will be available for purchase, along with live music, food and drink vendors, and inflatables for kids. Entertainment will include cover bands Motley Crue and Poison Overdose, along with the voice of the Chiefs, Mitch Holthus. Casey Wolf, Rumble, and the Chiefs cheerleaders will also be on stage. Tech 9 will be back performing a short, family-friendly set that includes his famous Red Kingdom anthem for all Chiefs football fans. The event will run until 7:30 p.m. Training camp has a major effect on the entire city, in particular, the many bars and restaurants. With such a passionate fan base coming into town, many bartenders, chefs, and waiters know they need to be ready to serve hundreds of the Red Kingdom's own.
You can always, especially with a place like this, everybody knows everybody here, so it's pretty easy to tell when someone's from out of town. But we like to be on that stage. We want to shine. We want to show everybody what St. Joe's all about and what we offer here, and what we've been able to do over the past 120 years.
Many are expecting the camp's special event days to be their busiest.
The rest of the days we might get a few extra tricklers, which is always nice, but for the most part we're trying to gear up towards the big days that they're having at the training camp.
Even though every restaurant wants its chance to shine in front of visitors, the businesses never get competitive.
Obviously, we want everybody in St. Joe to succeed and to thrive and to make as much money as they can, with that time, because, times are tough, especially still after the pandemic. Prices still are going up everywhere,
I think it's good for everybody, really. I think there's enough people coming into town, like you said, hundreds of people that normally wouldn't come into town to see the Chiefs at training camp. So I think it's good for all restaurants, especially down here.
Fans have many things to do to get ready to watch the summer practices, but one of the main things is making sure they are decked out in the proper attire. Our Steph Manchin joins us now from inside the hot new spot where fans from all across Chiefs Kingdom are sure to find everything they need to show their spirit.
Stepping into the new Rally House location, St. Joe is about to become the destination spot for Chiefs fans looking to get all of their gear ready for training camp. So we're talking this morning with Taylor Fawcett, the store manager at Rally House. And in this new location, it looks like, just looking at it, it is a lot bigger than the last store.
Yeah, so our last location was only 9,000 square feet. This one is a 20,000 square foot sales floor.
So how is that going to benefit Chiefs training camp and all of the people that are going to flock to St. Joe for the Chiefs?
Yeah, so we were able to carry a lot more product this year. We've got new styles, new brands, new everything. So we're able to accommodate for all the types of weather and all those types of things that people are wanting.
Oh, perfect. So then with all of this new space and all of the gear, how will you be looking to accommodate fans differently than you have in years past with almost 11,000 more square feet?
Yeah, so the biggest thing is we actually have a little bit more room for people to walk around and kind of see some stuff. stuff. People can take their shopping carts around, they can have their bags to kind of shop around, and then it's easier for the families to kind of get stuff and get gear for all the kids. We've also got the coloring table up here, so while the parents are shopping, the kids can be coloring all their Chiefs pictures, and we can pop those up on our coloring wall as well.
Perfect. I'm sure parents are going to be psyched about that. So what has preparation looked like? This is a huge space. You have extra people working. What does that all look like?
Yeah, so the biggest thing was when we closed the other location, we got the entire thing open in just 4 days. So moving all that product over here was absolutely fantastic, super fun. I want to thank the friends and family of everybody from all my employees that helped us kind of do that. And then just getting all the product here. So, I mean, like you said, we're 11,000 square feet bigger, so we had to get all new clothes, all new teams, all new stuff in preparation for training camp to start next weekend.
Definitely a lot of work, and you can see it when you step in here. What are you most looking forward to for Chiefs training camp?
I'm excited to see my regulars that come in every year whenever they come to camp. It's super excited to see some familiar faces, but then I'm also excited to see some new faces with the new location as well.
Absolutely. So with local people coming to show up and get new gear for their Chiefs and all of the visitors too, what do you need them to know?
Be patient with our team. Like you mentioned, we have a lot of new people on staff, so this is the first time they've ever done a training camp. We also have a brand new register system, so going into a move with a new register system has been a little bit difficult. So if something's not going 100% perfectly, just bear with us. We will get it taken care of, but it may just take us a little bit longer. We're just excited to see everybody, and we hope everybody loves the space as much as we do.
Perfect. Well, Chiefs fans, if you're looking to get any gear for Chiefs training camp, definitely come out to Rally House.
The Kansas City Chiefs have had a busy off-season. Coming up, we'll see what star players Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce have been up to during their downtime. Red and Gold Dynasty will be back after a short break.
You're watching the News Press Now special, Red and Gold Dynasty.
Welcome back to News Press Now as we continue to talk the Chiefs. Even though they haven't physically been in St. Joseph since last summer, some of the Chiefs star players had plenty of opportunities to be seen in fans' homes ahead of camp. Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes was one of 3 quarterbacks featured in an 8-part docuseries on Netflix. Launching July 12th, the show followed the reigning Super Bowl champ, as well as Kirk Cousins of the Minnesota Vikings and Marcus Mariota of the Atlanta Falcons. Kansas City head coach Andy Reid said the crew was respectful of the work the team needed to do while capturing Mahomes' life on and off the field during the 2022 season.
I don't know if I'll watch it, but he handled himself right, so it didn't affect anybody. And those guys did a nice job of kind of staying away. Everything was distant, or our own people, working through our own people here.
They're going to see how different I am here than on the field. I think that's the biggest thing that you're going to see is I try to cut out as much profanity as I could.
This was one of the first documentary series to follow the Kansas City Chiefs through the season since their appearance on Hard Knocks back in 2007, when the team was coached by Herm Edwards. Patrick Mahomes wasn't the only player in the spotlight during the offseason. Travis Kelce went to Studio 8H in New York City to host Saturday Night Live after the Chiefs' Super Bowl victory. He was joined by musical guest Kelsey Ballerini. Kelsey's appearance was a special thrill for cast member and Kansas City native Heidi Gardner, who enjoys having athletes host.
I love it because I think it's like a different energy, you know? I think they bring something to it that's like unexpected, like a fresh edge. And what I also love being a sports fan is like when J.J. Watts hosted, he had all those scripts like in a binder, like a playbook. He was taking it around. I was like, you're treating this like a game, and I love watching.
This was Kelsey's first time hosting Saturday Night Live, but it wasn't the only skill he got to show off in his downtime.
And Travis, no one really knew what to expect from your golf game, but I mean, you were rather dominant.
Come on now, baby. You know when the lights come on, I'm a fun time, man.
Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce pulled off the upset victory over NBA All-Stars Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson in the 8th edition of The Match in Las Vegas. Mahomes and Kelce entered the competition as heavy underdogs. After finishing the first hole tied, Mahomes and Kelce won the next 3 and cruised to the victory. Following up their time on the course, the Chiefs received their Super Bowl rings during a red carpet ceremony at Union Station in June. Each ring features 3 Lombardi trophies, representing the 3 Super Bowls the Chiefs have won in franchise history. There are 38 diamonds along the top rim of each ring, which represent how many points the Chiefs scored in their 38-35 win over the Eagles. They also include 50 diamonds in the Chiefs' Arrowhead logo, signifying the 50 years the Chiefs have played at Arrowhead Stadium, now GEHA Field. Inside of the ring, the final score of all the playoff games is inscribed along with the signature of the player the ring belongs to. Also, the top of the ring comes off and converts into a pendant. If you take the top off, the interior of the ring showcases an aerial shot of GEHA Field. If you weren't able to get a glimpse of their Super Bowl rings, you may have had a chance to see football's biggest award as it made a trip around the Midwest. The Kansas City Chiefs organization went to the state capitol in Jefferson City with the 2023 Vince Lombardi Super Bowl trophy on display for all to see. The public viewing of the trophy was free and open to everyone. Fans of the football champions came in the players' numbers to take photos with the Lombardi trophy. The viewing was part of the team's championship tour of the team's Chief Champion Tour to celebrate the Super Bowl victory.
And the SB goes to, oh man, Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs!
Rings and trophies weren't the only hardware the Chiefs managed to bring home ahead of the season. Just ahead of training camp, the team and some of their players were honored at the 2023 ESPY Awards. Patrick Mahomes was named Best Men's Athlete and Best NFL Player, while the Chiefs were awarded Best Team. The Kansas City Chiefs capped off this year's Super Bowl celebration with a trip to the White House and a meeting with President Joe Biden. This was the first time the team visited the White House, but not the first invite. Former President Donald Trump invited the Chiefs to the White House following their Super Bowl 54 win in 2020. The team did not go because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Biden praised the team for playing with the real joy of the game and love for each other and the great city you represent. He also led the crowd in a moment of silence to mark the death of Norma Hunt, wife of the late team founder Lamar Hunt, who passed away just before the team traveled to D.C. When we come back, we'll take one last look at our predictions for training camp, who we think will be the biggest impact players for the Chiefs, and if they'll be able to pull off back-to-back Super Bowl victories. Stay with us.
You're watching the News Press Now special, Red and Gold Dynasty.
So with training camp upon us, what are we looking forward to the most, gents?
I think for me, it's just the fact that the Super Bowl champions are going to be in St. Joe. You know, last time they won it, 2020, didn't get to have it, but training camp's here in full, and you get to see the champions.
What about you?
For me, I'm excited about finding the diamonds in the rough. The Isaiah Pacheco's of the world that slip through the cracks, that slips past the eyes of scouts. Who will be that next person for the Chiefs?
I'm looking forward to the second-year development of Sky Moore and how he works with Kadarius Toney. They didn't get DeAndre Hopkins, so they're going to have to step up in a big way.
Absolutely.
Thank you both for joining me, and thank you for joining us here on this edition of Red and Gold Dynasty. Have fun at training camp.